Hi everybody, it's me. I'm back again. Uh, if you haven't seen it in some of the other videos, I do have an interview at McDonald's. Been kind of stressed out about that because, it's potentially a life-saving or very close to life-saving, a home-saving job if I can get it. To try to reduce my anxiety of doing an interview, I've been researching it and kind of optimistic about it, a bit more optimistic because a lot of the people that I read what they were saying. It basically, if you go in, you're willing to work any hours that they need you to, and I am. You're not throwing out severe being flaky vibes and don't say anything really bad during the interview. You probably will get the job. So, I'm hoping I can get that job. And I went ahead and did the test for that search engine optimization thing, but I did the best I could, but I don't know if I'll get that. Probably a lot of competition for it. Probably want somebody to have extremely high marks on both of the tests that you have to do, or all three tests. The first two I did just fine. That third one, though, I don't know how I did on the third one. That part of it, I just had a real hard time getting my head in. I don't know. There's just something about it. It's like because you have to figure out what because you're rating basically searches and figuring out the result how good the results are because it's basically quality control for search engines and how they're working currently. So you have to figure out what the person searching is wanting and then figure out and rate the results. But there's a lot of nuances to the criteria that you have to use to get to do the ratings, and there's some things that don't entirely seem to make 100% sense to me for some reason. It's just, it's like I did my best. I guess I'll just have to wait and see if I get it or not. Because if I can get that, and because that's a remote job, like 10 to 29 hours a week, and you can do it whenever, as long as you do at least 10 hours. And then if I can get that and the McDonald's job, I'd have plenty of income, at least good enough to get by and, take care of my needs and maybe even have some luxury things. Not too much. I want to save money this time instead of being stupid with money. But, it would put me in a much, much, much better stable position than I am now, which is not at all. As far as I know, my uncle is still going to help me stay here another month, so that gives me a bit more time to figure shit out. But man, really not fun walking a tightrope when you do not know how. Oh man, all this stress is very, very wearing on a person. And my biggest concern with the McDonald's position is getting there because Google Maps has it as like a 40-minute walk, and I am not a fast walker. So I'm gonna have tomorrow. I'm gonna go and do the walk and see because I've got like three, well, 2 more days until the interview. So I'm gonna do that walk tomorrow and see how long it takes me. So I have a better idea of how long it's gonna take me to get there. Obviously, I'm gonna have to build up strength in my legs again and get used to being on my feet all the time again. That's gonna hurt for a while, but no choice. Just gotta push through the pain. Yep. And I was just sitting here this evening because it's Christmas Eve and wanted to make a video and check in and talk about what's been going on with me and ask how all y'all have been doing. I would like this to be a channel where people can share stories and experiences, not just be here to hear me bitch and moan about what's happening to me. Yeah, just sitting here trying to figure out some YouTube stuff, better thumbnails, which is the images you first see for videos if you don't know what a thumbnail is, and titles, and just try to improve the videos, the presentation of the videos for the writing channel that I do, because, you know, if I can get that moving, I mean, it only takes one video to blow up and make your channel, get big enough to get monetized and then start bringing in some cash. And then from there, it's just a matter of trying to keep it growing and keep it going. And I was messing around. I did find something I wanted to show you that was kind of cool. It's Adobe Express. You can use the remove background tool. And basically, you can see this one right here. That it just takes the background out completely. That's what it used to look like. And it just completely removed the background. It's an AI tool that's pretty cool. Because I was trying to do a thumbnail, I use GIMP, which is basically a free version of Photoshop for doing video, or not video, but picture editing stuff. I actually went to tech college for graphic design, but they killed the program before I finished. It's like I'm one of those people that's accumulated a plethora of different skills over my life, but never really mastered any one thing to be truly good at it. Where I could say, yeah, I could definitely do that for a living. Except for, the AI writing stuff. I started getting into it because I've always wanted to write. I've been writing things and creating things since I was a little kid. I've always wanted to write, and I could never finish anything. It was always my biggest hurdle, biggest roadblock. I could never actually keep going. I would hit a roadblock, I would get frustrated and quit. I could never just get it done. So I started messing around with some AI tools after seeing that, there was the controversy of people using AI for writing books, and I thought, well, let me look into that and see if this actually can be any good, or if it really is just terrible all the time. And I started digging into it, and and that was a couple of years ago, a year and a half, 2 years ago, when I first started looking into it, I think. And I just kept messing around with it and learning how to use it better, and I was able to finish 5 novels. After so many years of never being able to finish a damn thing, I learned how to use AI tools to keep moving, keep up momentum, and avoid hitting those roadblocks that made me want to quit. So I built that whole writing channel about that, because I've learned a lot about it. I can help people that are, pardon me, that are struggling through the same problems that I've gone through, or similar problems. And of course, you monetize things. I'm following the business model. Everybody and their cousin is a guru on YouTube that can tell you how you set up your business model. It kind of seems that way. If you start watching marketing or finance stuff on YouTube, good Lord, you will find a lot of people that have a lot of extremely similar, the same advice, which probably means that they're probably telling it at least as truthfully as they need to in order to sell stuff, but you can still find plenty of good information out there if you're willing to sift through a lot of repetitive, even contrary advice. But it's out there. I've dug through a whole lot of stuff trying to improve my YouTube videos and uh, everything I've been working on. But you can have a product, and the internet makes it pretty easy to put a product out there to sell, but you still have to get eyeballs on it, and that's the part I'm having trouble with, of course, which is kind of the most important part of it, in a way, the marketing. But I'm working at it. 'Cause, I mean, that's kind of the cool thing and the bad thing about YouTube is that you really only need that one video to blow up. And if you can get the one and get it to snowball enough, you can get your channel monetized and bring in some income that way. And if you have some stuff to sell that are good products, and what I've made is good. I feel like it's good. I have pride in what I've created for people. I think it'd help a lot of people that struggle with wanting to write and are on the fence or have avoided using AI tools because of the criticisms and fears surrounding it. But I still have to find that audience and figure out that video that's going to make people just stop and go, "Ooh, let me see what this guy has to say." And then the video, of course, has to keep them and make them interested. So I'm trying, it's a lot of things you have to get kind of just right if you really want that video to blow up. Or at least you need enough of it to be good enough to get it to happen. If you're not interested in trying to make clickbait and you're not trying to do over the top stupid stuff, if you can get the right crazy video with the right crazy thumbnail and title, then you can have yourself a viral hit. Except that I don't really want the big viral hit like that. What I'm looking for is the video that blows up and brings in the audience that I need to see my videos and that it would be interested in the things that I've created, because those are the people that I can help. But I still have to get that video or series of videos that can do that. Therein lies the enigma bullshit sandwich. I think I've rambled on more than long enough, so thanks for watching. And again, if you're going through stuff too, say so in the comments. What you feel up to sharing and okay sharing, and I'm trying to comment, or respond to all the comments, and we can all be in misery and together, or try to find hope together as people across computers and mobile devices. But a community can be across the internet. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.